So we started off the trip with airing up all the tires. They were a little low, and once that was done, continued with the pre-flight, and the oil was a little low, so also filled up the oil to top it off and get ready for the flight and do the rest of the pre-flight, and I'll show you the route.
So one kind of bummer about during the pre-flight was that we forgot about our backpack, or kind of misplaced it, and drove over it with our truck, and my laptop was in there and kind of got squished a little bit. So I'll show a picture of that. It's been fixed, everything's fine now, but not a real super good way to start off a long trip.
So this was our route that we planned from San Luis Obispo here to my parents' house in Indio, down here in Bermuda Dunes. This was the original route that I had planned, but once we got here to about Banning Pass, this was all clear through here, through Bakersfield and stuff, but once we got here, it was still kind of foggy here, so we ended up going around Big Bear here, coming in this way. I think it only added like 15-20 minutes to the trip, but that's how we got to my parents' house on the first day of the trip.
Very fancy eyelashes yesterday.
Look at that tongue.
Handing out food to serve.
We spent the next day at the Painted Desert, I think it's called, a living desert in Palm Desert area with my parents the next day. And I didn't really record much, but I did record these giraffe things, so here's some footage of the giraffes. And this is our planned route from my parents' house here in Indio, Bermuda Dunes, over here to Williams, Arizona, where we were going to stay at the hotel and catch the train up to Grand Canyon. But as we flew this route and went through past Lake Havasu, as we got out closer here, the weather started setting in here. There was not anything forecast. I mean, there was a chance of rain forecast, but as we got in closer here, actually a thunderstorm rolled in and sat itself over Williams here, and so as we got to right around here somewhere, we had to divert down here to Prescott due to the weather, and we ended up landing there and having to Uber back up to Williams in order to catch, or stay at our hotel and catch the train the next day. So as the old saying goes, if you have time to spare, go by air. So make sure that you always have an alternate planned, because especially here in the summer in Arizona, apparently thunderstorms can just randomly pop up. So there you go. Have an out. Always have an alternate planned. And here we are leaving my parents' house, heading on our way to Arizona. And here is a quick little shot of us over Lake Havasu in Arizona. And as we got closer and closer to Williams, some clouds started rolling in. It was pretty at first, but then got ominous as we got closer. And here's Ange's reaction to us having to divert to Prescott with Williams there in the background looking pretty yucky. And the next morning, before we caught the train, they put a little show on for us, which was kind of fun. This is the train that we rode on, or the car that we rode on the train, the Coco Nino. This is what it looked like on the train. They had some snacks available for us, and then there was like a fancy section up above that we didn't pay for. And this is us finally finding our seat here on the right side. This is where we spent our time on the train. And there was entertainment that traveled throughout the train, which was pretty fun. It was good entertainment. Once we got to the canyon, off the train, we took a bus tour that took us to a number of the most visual sites. Unfortunately, I didn't keep track of the names of each of these sites, but you can see they were pretty incredible. Obviously, it is the Grand Canyon after all, and we did manage to keep catching this bird at different places we went. Obviously, it wasn't the same bird, but it was cool to get him nonetheless. On the way there and on the back, we were entertained in our car by Rob, who was fantastic. And this way, on the way back, they actually staged like a fake robbery from the guys from the show at the beginning when we left, so that was kind of fun.
In the middle of a potential active crime scene, this is not a laughing matter.
Oh, he's shooting his gun now.
It's fun! What is wrong with this woman? Folks, hands up, good stuff out. Gold bill, jingle money, gold, silver, wallets, watches. Can you cook, ma'am? No, you know what that is? No, that's trash. Here to pick up this trash. Also trash. Also trash. Oh, I'm positive I don't want that trash.
So then on the next day, we actually went to a place called Bearizona, where Ange got to feed a porcupine here, and we got to see lots of other fun animals. Okay. Hello, Mr. Bear. What's up? We took the VIP tour, which allowed us to tour the park in a tour bus while we were being given stories about all the different animals and what went on here. And so here's some wolves, and there was lots of other stuff that the tour guide helped us to learn about and understand. It was pretty awesome. As part of the VIP tour, we got to go to this exclusive area here where they showed us how they train the wolves and some of the other animals. And so after they showed us how they trained the wolves and stuff, they showed us how they trained the bears. And then we got to see and feed some bison as well.
About 20 feet out there, 15, 20 feet.
They also had some otters there, amazingly. Not really bear themed, but cute nonetheless. And since this was Bearizona after all, they did have some amazing bears like these grizzlies, which we got to feed by throwing some fruit and stuff at them. And And they put on a fun little show with some of the birds as well that they've trained, although it did start to rain and that kind of cut it short. After we were done at Bearizona, the next day we had to figure out a way to get back from Williams back to Prescott, where our plane was. So we ended up finding a driver that would take us back. We found an Uber that took us from Prescott to Williams, but we couldn't get one back. There was really nothing going on in Williams, and that was a whole another story of having to try to find a driver to take us back. But once we got there, then our plan was then to go back to my parents' house in Indio. But I wanted to make sure that I had made a stop here in Sedona while I was in this area, because it's kind of a bucket list place to land and go as a pilot. Just a very beautiful area and an interesting, challenging airport and landing and stuff. So we went there so that we could have breakfast and get a t-shirt and stuff, and just so I could say I was there. So this is what we did the first leg in the morning, and I'll show you some of that footage now.
Sedona traffic to 504 is clear, runway 3 on Alpha 6, taxi back to runway 3, Sedona. We're going to be taxiing back to 1 Sedona. Sedona area traffic, there's 24 Mike Whiskey is going missed on runway 3. We're going to be turning to the south, Sedona.
Sedona traffic, Piper Cherokee 2661 Tango is turning left base for runway 3, Sedona. All our lights on, check.
You left it on. Yep. Autopilot off.
It's off, check.
Seat belts. Yep.
Mine's on, yours is on.
Mixture best power.
Mixture full rich, check.
Carb heat as required.
Carb heat is off, check.
Fuel pump on.
Fuel pump on, check.
Fuel proper tank.
Yeah, we switch it, we're good, check.
Flaps as required.
And we'll get our flaps in as we start going in. Nobody else in the area? Nobody else on my map? Sedona traffic, Piper Cherokee 2661 Tango is turning final for runway 3, Sedona. Oh, look at this. Would you look at this? Oh my goodness. Nothing like this anywhere else on the planet. Sedona traffic, Piper Cherokee 2661 Tango, short final, runway 3, Sedona. Alright, first set of flaps. Second set of flaps.
1 mile final runway 03.
Final set of flaps.
On traffic, stationary 44 clear to the northwest, Sedona.
I'm going to land a little long in case there's an updraft here or a downdraft.
500.
That's 500 feet to the ground.
Traffic 2504 is holding short of 21, wait for the right traffic.
That wasn't bad.
That wasn't bad. Not bad with all your emotions
Yep.
going through.
Sedona traffic, Piper Cherokee 2661 Tango is exiting runway 3 on Alpha 4. We will be taxiing over to the restaurant, Sedona.
Sedona traffic, Sioux 504 is going to be departing runway 21, south departure, Sedona.
That was pretty epic. Not gonna lie. So we just wanted to get home, so I didn't really worry about the camera too much when we left Sedona. So there's no in-cockpit voices here, so just enjoy some beautiful scenery. Back from Sedona after we left Sedona here. We came across here, Arizona, back through Havasu, and then back down to Indio to my parents' house. And it was pretty uneventful. Didn't really film anything. We just wanted to get back, but that's the route we took. On our last day, we went with our parents up the tram that goes to from the floor of Palm Springs all the way up to the top of Mount Jacinto, I think it's called. But it's a long tram ride, and it was spectacular views.
All moving parts and cables are Swiss made. The towers are American.
Wow. Are you guys okay? You alright?
The largest of these are the first conceived in the early 1930s by a young electrical engineer, the late Francis Collins, who to this day is known as the father of the tramway.
Number 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh boy. It's okay. Everybody's rocking. Yep.
It's one of the most dramatic sights of our entire trip. The majestic spire, 57.5 feet tall, located at an elevation of 7,576 feet above sea level. From there, the view is truly spectacular.
Yeah.
And so this was our route home from my parents' house here in Indio back to San Luis Obispo. When we got up, it was a little stormy around this area, and again, Banning Pass had some rain and some fog. So instead of going through there, just like when we came, we went around Big Bear and came in from the north. We left the same way, went kind of north and then west, and to get around all of that stuff, and pretty much took the same route that we got there to get back home. Was no issues, didn't really film anything, but just wanted to get home, so that's the route we took.